In Baldur's Gate 3, many NPCs meet tragic fates, often right before your eyes, but you cannot do anything about this. Well, most of us do not even try to help. Sometimes saving these people seems to be impossible. But in a game like Baldur's Gate 3, the word impossible is nothing but an excuse. I have proven that before in one of my previous videos where I showed the way to save all the threatened NPCs in Act 1. So yes, I have tried it again in Act 2, and guess what, I was pretty much successful in my mission. But before going any deeper, let me make one thing clear, that I didn't do all this expecting some very good rewards. Rather, the only purpose for this was to see if saving those NPCs is possible or not. Let's begin. Mallow Storm, the monster surgeon of House of the Healing. When you meet him for the first time, you see him torturing a patient. Here, my mission was to save the patient and see if it has any special dialogue for that. To do this, first you need to kill Mallow and the nurses before they kill the patient. You can kill them by directly attacking them before the cutscene or using your conversation skills to make them kill each other. I tried the second method where the nurses killed each other and later Mallow killed himself. After that, I tried to talk to the patient. He was in a bad condition and couldn't talk. However, I needed to free him from the surgical bed. I tried to shove him, but it didn't work. Lockpicking was also impossible in this case. Later, I used knock spell and it worked. The patient started to run away and I followed him. I also tried to talk to him, but he refused to talk. After following for some time, the patient disappeared from this place. Harper Yonas. This poor guy turns into a shadow cursed zombie after being attacked by the shadow creatures. Once the fight begins, you are left with no option but to kill him. But there is a way to save him. For this, you will need to remove his shadow curse. I have tried almost everything. Nothing worked here except the level 4 spell called Polymorph. Basically, if you cast this spell on Yonas, he will be turned into a sheep. After that, if you hit the sheep, Yonas will become a normal human. It will remove his curse as well. No Harper will attack him anymore. I would recommend you to use Polymorph spell after all the shadow creatures are dead. Also make sure that Yonas doesn't die in the meantime. After the fight, Yonas started to run toward Lost Light Inn. I have tried to talk to him but it didn't work. Surprisingly, he doesn't enter Lost Light Inn no matter what you do. Cat's meow didn't work. Even after a long rest, he stayed at the same place. If you try to attack him, other NPCs would go hostile and Yonas participates in the fight. Also, I tried pickpocketing and it worked. I got his sword. Later, when I talked to Megan, she talked in a way like Yonas was dead. Even I had the option to return the sword. Gale says he found the sword on his body instead of saying he stole it from Yonas while Yonas was standing in front of Lost Light Inn. Oh god, I don't know what I'm saying. Never mind. The game was scripted in a way, no matter what you do, the game will treat him as dead. He was supposed to be dead, and maybe he is a living dead. When you first come to Moonrise Towers, you see CLERIC Thorm having a conversation with some goblins. Once the conversation ends, you get a task to deal with these goblins. Here, you can spare them if you want. But there is one goblin that seems to be impossible to save, because she shows the audacity to challenge CLERIC and do something unexpected. My mission was to save this goblin named Drenn. For this, first I tried Cat's Meow to take them away before the cutscene. Unfortunately, it didn't work. But something very weird happened. Cat's Meow suddenly triggered a cutscene where a mimic showed up. I know there is a mimic near CLERIC's room, but it is not supposed to be here. I have no idea why this cutscene triggered. Whatever, now back to the business. As the cat couldn't solve this problem, I had to plan some other way. First, I made my character invisible to make sure that it doesn't trigger the cutscene. Then I used the teleportation method and took Drenn to Lost Light Inn. See, she's here. But now, is it going to change the cutscene? Let's try. Everything was fine until Drenn's part. As she was not present at Moonrise, the cutscene stopped. CLERIC was supposed to go to the rooftop, but he didn't leave the place. I tried to talk to them, but it actually didn't start any conversation. My journal was also updated. The journal showed me that I needed to deal with the goblins. I attacked the goblin and it triggered a fight.
What is your name, true soul? Funny, you know, I don't know why I asked. Zarel, kill this fool.
With pleasure, General.
Seems like the quest is bugged at this point. Later I teleported the other goblin instead of Drenn. After that I started the conversation. In this case Drenn started the conversation, but the part where she tries to kill CLERIC didn't trigger. The quest bugged like before. And if you teleport both the goblins, then this cutscene doesn't trigger at all. The only way you can solve this problem is by attacking CLERIC or others after teleporting Drenn to PALADIN. CLERIC will go to rooftop and you will need to clear the whole Moonrise towers. So yeah, saving her life costs a lot. After saving Drenn, you cannot talk to any of the goblins. I would like to mention another weird thing here. After taking the goblins to Lost Light, if you attack them, CLERIC would go hostile from Moonrise. Later, when you try to go to Moonrise, it naturally triggers a fight. Before moving further, I have a request. Please hit the subscribe button to get more contents like this. It costs you only a few seconds but fills my heart with joy and all my hard works get paid off. So please do this. If you play as the Dark Arch, then one night you will see Alfira in your camp. There Alfira says that she wants to join you. This basically happens in Act 1. No matter what dialogue option you choose, your character automatically kills her in the middle of the night. But I have found a solution to save her. For this, before the cutscene you need to go to Alfira's location in Emerald Grove. There you'll need to toggle non-lethal attack and knock her down. Try to use a secondary party member to do this. Once she is knocked out, go to your camp and take a long rest. Here you'll see a Dragonborn named Quil entering your camp as a replacement character of Alfira. It is a very rare cutscene in the game that most of the players miss. During midnight she will also be killed by you. However, if you go to Alfira's place next morning, you'll see her there back to her feet. There you can talk to her and everything will be normal. Thus, I saved one of my most favorite characters in the game. But what about Quil? Can you save her too? Let's try. Here I'll kill my Dark Arch character and take a long rest. If he dies, then he is not supposed to kill Quil. But unfortunately Quil still dies. This time I'll knock out Quil and kill my Dark Arch character. Let's see what happens. Still the same result. Okay, I'll try for one last time. I'll tell her to leave my camp. Let's see what happens. She roams around for some time and after that she disappears. Now it is time for a long rest. Okay, I surrender. I failed to save her. If you guys know any way to save her, please let me know in the comment section. If you come to the Shadowheart's clan through Mountain Pass area, you'll see a goblin trying to play fetch with a hyena. If the hyena goes into the shadows in this process, it dies. However, a lot of players do not know that it is possible to set this hyena free from them by using some dialogue checks. When you talk to the goblin, you'll need to choose the second option. I was also curious to know what would happen when the hyena goes to the shadows. Would it really die? Let's try. Don't forget to save the game at this stage because you'll have to pass several dialogue checks here.
I don't want them to hurt me anymore. Maybe I should go. Thank you. Goodbye, new friend.
Tell me, Lae'zel.
The hyena was affected by Shadowheart, but it didn't die. It just got vanished instead. Well, that's all for Act 2, but it is not the end. I have also tried to save all the 6 threatened NPCs in Act 1. You can watch this video by clicking here. Visit my channel to get more Baldur's Gate 3 videos like this. Subscribe if you like. Till then, have a nice day. Goodbye.